Hey T Squad, it's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I'm here with this week's All Tea All Shade, and just like that, season 2, episode 2 review. Okay, so I'm gonna break down each character storyline. In this episode, we start off with Lily asking Charlotte and Harry to buy her a keyboard, even though she already has a Steinway piano. And they're like, no, girl, if you want it, you need to work for it and get it on your own. We're not doing it for you. And I love that even though they are a family of means and affluence and money and privilege, they're still making their kids work for the things that are extra that they want to do, and it's teaching them hard work. But Miss Girl is smart, so she figured out a way to get the money outside of having to work for it. She just literally went in her closet and sold and consigned a lot of her things to a place called The Real Deal, which is a play off The Real Real. Actually, I just told y'all I sold a lot of my designer pieces to The Real Real and have already made some moolah, some couple of G's off of it. Yes, sir. So that's what she did, and she was able to get her keyboard. But Charlotte is freaking out because, you know, Charlotte is a fashionista, and she loved to dress Lily like her and all of these beautiful frilly little dresses and things, because she can't do that with Rock, because Rock is, you know, tomboy. I don't know if she's calling herself non-binary. I don't know what Rock is doing. But it was this one dress in particular, this Chanel dress, that Charlotte was just obsessing over the fact that she ended up giving it away. So she's freaking out about it, trying to figure out how she can get the dress back. She's calling The Real Deal, leaving messages, this, that, and the third. Lily gets the family to sit down and listen to this song that she's written, and it's about privilege and always having to be the good child and everything. And it's basically a cry out to her mom that you're not allowing me to grow and be me. You're trying to mold me into you, and I'm not you. Let me be me. You know what I'm saying? And Charlotte's still not trying to really face what she's seeing and hearing. So Charlotte and Carrie go to The Real Deal to get Lily's dress back, but they tell her that it's in inventory. She can't get it anytime soon. So, like I said, she's freaking out about it. And Carrie is like, you know, maybe she's outgrowing those things, because Charlotte felt like she was rejecting her, and Carrie was like, no, it's not rejection, it's the fact that she's outgrowing those things, and you have to allow her the space and opportunity to grow into who she is as a woman. Now it's time for her to make her decisions and, you know, figure out what she likes and dislikes. You know what I'm saying? And that's when Charlotte finally had the epiphany that you're right, I need to back up, and it's not about the dress. Like, I'm just doing team too much. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that she finally got it and is, you know, stepping back and allowing Lily to grow into who Lily wants to be. Then we go to my girl Lisa's character, and her husband Herbert's mama is coming into town. Now, they come from a very affluent family, Herbert does, and his mother is a socialite and philanthropist and sorority woman and all of these different things. And she likes things to be in a certain way, an exact way, and you have to represent the family. And she's always criticizing Lisa, and she don't like her grandbaby hair to be out in its natural state. She likes the hair to be tamed, and they have to put her hair back in plaits and braids when the grandma come. I'm like, y'all doing team too much for this old lady. Is she taking care of the bills around here? Like, what's going on? Because she got way too much control over y'all household, baby. And so when she get there, they done changed the little girl hair, and the mama looked at Lisa and was like, she looked like something out of the Lion King. Baby, the grandmama is shady. So we then see Herbert and his daughter Gabby, and Gabby, little white friend, trying to catch a cab. Now, mind you, they live on the Upper East Side, somewhere in Manhattan or whatever, and he can't get a cab to save his life. Even though he is a fair-skinned black man in a three-piece suit or whatever, it don't matter. He's still black at the end of the day. And so his daughter was like, Daddy, why can't you get a cab? Every time I'm with her little friend, her daddy can get a cab just like that. So it's enraging him even more that he cannot get no cab. So this one cab stopped and he tried to open the door. The door is locked. He like, hey, can you open the door? The cab driver is ignoring him. He like, yo, that's illegal. What you're doing is wrong. So he bang on the hood. Lo and behold, his mama and her sorority sisters, who I guess were supposed to be AKAs, are coming around the corner, and the mama sees him, acting out, and was like, oh my God, like she was so embarrassed. Instead of being the type of mother that is just like, what's going on, baby? Whatever, she gets embarrassed and turns around and distracts her friends so they won't see that it's him. But one of the girls is like, ain't that your son? She was like, no, that ain't him. Like, I don't like the mama. I don't like her. Like, be a supportive mother or whatever. And he saw his mama see him. So now he's embarrassed that his mama caught him, acting in a way that is unbehooved of how she raised him. So then later that day, she goes into his bedroom right before bed and tells him that he shouldn't surrender his dignity to anybody and reminds him that he's a Wexley. And she didn't get on Lisa for wearing a head wrapped to bed. I guess that was too ghetto for her. And Lisa ends up telling him that, she actually agreed with his mom regarding the situation with the cab or whatever. But I felt like, yeah, you don't never step off your throne for no peasant. But at the end of the day, I feel like she needs to take a page from out of Charlotte's book and let her son be who the hell he is and stop trying to run his household. And he needs to step up to his mama. We got to get that together because she can't be disrespecting Lisa, honey. No, we're not about to do that. Mama going to have to get somewhere and sit down. So Seema's hairdresser tells her that she has too many rules when it comes to dating, and that's why she ain't got no man. Baby, Seema was so mad. She got up and was like, I don't pay you to be my therapist. I pay you to do my hair. And she storms the F out because she is pissed. And she talked to Carrie about the situation. And she just feels like, there was a red flag with Zed. Carrie was like, maybe you overreacted. You know what I'm saying? So later on in the episode, she ends up returning to her hairdresser and apologizing and saying that, she and Zed are back together and she did overreact. I don't think she overreacted. That's where I was standing at that point. But she was like, they made back up again. She came into the hair salon. Her hair was looking a mess because she went to one of them little dry bar places and they jacked up her hair. So he gets her all the way together or whatever. So Seema goes out with Zed. And they talk about how he was blowing her phone up. And, she said that that's what really made her realize that, he really did, care for her and was apologetic. And he was like, well, let me run something past you real quick. I got this business offer to invest in this private club. They want $200,000. How about we go half and half on it? So that's when she realizes, oh, he wasn't calling me to make up. He was calling me to do business and get some money out of me. And that's when she realizes that no, her standards aren't too high. She wasn't wrong about her picker when it comes to knowing when somebody is not right for you. She was absolutely right, and she should have listened to her first mind. And she get up and leave his butt there where she should have left him in the first place. You know what I'm saying? And I think that this was a good lesson for women who are out here dating, because we are always shown signs, red flags, whatever you want to call them, when stuff ain't right. You know what I'm saying? But women are creatures of habit, and we're so forgiving and try to be understanding and give people the benefit of the doubt and go back on our word and our morals and what we know is right and wrong to give people another chance. And she gave him another chance, only to realize that this ain't about you wanting to be with me. It's about you wanting access to my money. You know what I'm saying? So listen to your first mind when you see stuff ain't right. Then we go to Miranda, who goes to an AA meeting. This is another part of Miranda's storyline that I'm just like, get rid of it. Yeah, she was drinking, last season. Do I think that her character is an alcoholic? Absolutely not. She just had a moment. Like, we don't have to do this whole Miranda is in AA. It's just unrealistic to me. So she meets this chick in AA that invites her to come do some environmentalist work on the beach picking up trash. So she was like, oh my God, I would love to, because she ain't got no friends in LA. She basically, like I said, sitting at home waiting on Che to get home every day. So she goes to one of Che's shows, and Tony Danza is there because he's been slated to play Che's father on her sitcom. So they all make up plans to go out to dinner together. And Miranda's so excited to meet Tony Danza, this, and the third. So on the day of the dinner, Miranda is at the beach picking up trash and everything, and she ends up losing her phone. And she can't find it anywhere. Everybody done left on the beach. Nobody was letting her use their phone to make a call. She ended up running into these like surfer stoner dudes, and one of them let her use the phone. And so she don't even know Che number by heart. But I think that's more about the times that we live in, not the fact that she don't know her enough. I felt like that wasn't a good enough kind of like analogy or metaphor for not knowing her, because I don't even know my son number by heart, because it's just in your phone. Like, you just don't have to learn people's numbers like that. So she calls Carrie and asks Carrie to call Che for her. So she ends up telling Che what happened, how she stuck. So Che like, I'm like an hour away. If I come get you, I'm gonna miss the dinner with Tony. And I'm like, so you just gonna keep us stranded? Like, really, girl? Like, everything to me is about Che. Che. And I feel like Miranda's losing herself in this relationship, and it's just unrealistic to me that she would be in a position like this. But Che was like, all right, I can't come get you, but I'm gonna ask one of my people to come get you. So lo and behold, this dude come pick her up in a pickup truck. Nice looking man, by the way. And as soon as she got in the car, I saw chemistry between them. I was like, okay, this might be another love interest for her. So she get in the car, and he introduces himself as Che's friend, and says that his name is Lau. And she was like, well, how y'all know each other? And he was like, we're married. And she said, well, why is it? What you say now? What you say? Like, excuse you, y'all married? He was like, yeah, we married. You have been for a while, but they're married on paper, but they're not like together, obviously. So Miranda is blown away by the fact that she living with this woman and did not even know that she was married, let alone to a man. So Che gets home from her dinner with Tony Danza, and she's like messed up in the head because Tony at the dinner told her that he cannot play her father because the character is Mexican and he's Italian. So he comes up with all these different ideas to change the story around and make it work for him. And Che's steady trying to get people to understand the show is supposed to be about me. I'm Irish Mexican. This is not about Tony Danza or the writer of the show. Like, everybody's trying to make this show about them and nobody's listening to her. You know what I'm saying? So she gets home to tell Miranda all of this, and Miranda confronts her about Lau being her husband. And she was like, I realized today I don't know you. Like, I don't even know your number. And so Che basically was like, don't make this no big thing. Me and him, just married on paper. We, never had a reason to get divorced. And she basically was just like, don't trip. And she was able to talk her way out of it real quick and say a little da-da-da, give her a hug and kiss, and Miranda right back in it again. I'm just like, when did Miranda become so freaking weak? Now, if anybody I could see being on this type of time, it would be Charlotte, not Miranda. I'm just over it. I'm ready for her to take her butt back to New York. Then we see Andre on the phone with Naya, and he was telling her that she was tripping about how she reacted to him having a writing session in his room. And he's adamant that nothing was going on between him and the girl. And she was like, but did you want something to happen? And he admits that he hasn't cheated yet. He said that he has thought about it, but that he still wants things to work out between them. The fact that you even telling me that you ain't cheated on me yet, we ain't even got nothing else to talk about, sir. Like, I understand we all have wants and desires and might, secretly have a crush on somebody, but that's a little bit too open for me. So he says that he wants their marriage to work, and Naya was like, well, how are we going to do that? And he was like, by getting a surrogate. And she just throw the phone down. Because it's just like, once again, you're not listening to me. I don't want to have a kid. What about that? Don't you understand? So at this point, they're literally at a stop, because you want one thing, I want another. Where do we go from here? There's nowhere to go from there. And so at this point, she's fed up, and she calls Miranda, going off about Andre and how she done with him because he don't listen to nothing that she has to say. So she gathering up his things on some Bernadine type stuff. Get your and get out, honey. She was on that type of time. And I was like, see, that's why you should have got Gary Dordan's number. Because he could have been right over there, right then and there, helping you get rid of his stuff and cracking your back and licking your vajayjay at the same time. Okay, they got to run back into each other. We got to make this happen. And I'm happy that we getting rid of Andre, because I'm sick of him. Okay, Naya needs some new peen. And lastly, in this episode, Carrie is told by one of the show executive producers of her podcast that she has to talk about this vaginal product or something about her vagina. And they need to do this to save the podcast. Carrie don't want to talk about her vagina. Been there, done that, don't want to do that. But her and Franklin try to sit down and write a script and how to make it more Carrie. He's unable to help her, so she sits down and writes one herself. But when they get back to the office, they find out that everybody been laid off and fired because the ad wasn't good enough, and the executive producers, like I told you, like, we were on thin ice, that this was like do or die, basically. So now everybody out of a job. It was funny to me because Carrie didn't even seem like she cared. Like, these people ain't got no job now just because you got a coin saved because of big money. Girl, all these people now are out of work, and it was like no remorse at all. And so she and Franklin walk out, and he lets her know that he wants more from her moving forward, but he knows that she's not willing to give that. And she reiterates that what we're doing now is all I can give. So they make the grown-up adult decision to end it right then and there and part ways. So that was episode 2. I really, truly enjoyed it. I thought it was a great episode. I'm going to give the episode an A. I really enjoyed it. Still, Miranda is my least favorite storyline. Cannot stand it at all. My favorite storyline so far is, of course, Carrie and Lisa. And Naya's. Those are my favorites. My faves. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section what were your faves. Are you digging this season thus far? Let's talk down below. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.